Alright, today we are Let's Playing Alundra. Published in 1997 by Sony Computer Entertainment and translated by Working Designs. Anyone who grew up back in, heyday of the PlayStation N64 era, probably, well, if you were into any of the games they put out, they were probably one of your favorite publishers, whatever it is. Pretty much everything they put out was, at least to me, just really awesome. Every single Working Designs game I've played, I have good memories of, even if I haven't finished it. Which, unfortunately, this, like almost every other game that I have planned to Let's Play, is one of those that I've started and never finished. Mind you, this was quite a while back, well before I ever even thought of having the internet as a thing. Well before GameFAQs was a thing I knew about. I'm pretty sure this was back when I, tried to hide some of the games I bought or rented, because, I was scared that they'd end up getting taken away or I'd get in trouble because there were bad words in them. Yeah, my dad was kind of a scary person sometimes. Didn't want to piss him off. But, anyway, Alundra is a very good game. At least, I like it. It is notoriously difficult. If you'll notice, you can jump, which is one of the key differences between that and, other games similar to it, such as the original Legacy of Kain, the old school Legend of Zelda games, the top-down perspective. And there's kind of a good reason for that. I think, was it Link's Awakening and then a couple other Zelda games, they do eventually set it up to where you can jump. Like, you get an item and that's the whole point of it, that's the effect, it allowed you to jump. But, this one, you just start out being able to jump, and a lot of the, puzzles are just a pain in the ass. Jesus Christ, everyone on this ship just seems to make, it's just their hobby of laying into the poor kid. Nigh unendingly. Can I sleep yet? No. Have to go see the captain first. I guess, I think. I don't know. Is he here? I think he's here. Anyway, the point is that this was a somewhat unique game for them to bring over. This was, 3D was the bitchinest thing in existence. Even Mario was going to 3D. And I think Sony actually highly discouraged people from trying to bring over games that were anything other than 3D. And it eased up later on, but yeah, it was honestly kind of a pain in the ass for this to have been brought over at all, I think. They didn't receive a whole lot of support. Which is a shame, because it's a very good game. There is a sequel. Let's not speak of it. I have forgotten what to do here. It's been so long. Do I have to pester the captain again? Where does this go? Here. But yeah, generally speaking, the gameplay is kind of like I said, the old school Zelda games, the very first one, Link to the Past. The tone is very different, though. Oh, those cutaways do not play well with the recording software. I think I might have at one point actually gotten one of my sister's little kids to cry with this game. They were really freaked out by the scream and the background music for this part. They didn't like it. I don't know who that is, or where that is, or where that is, or who that is. It's one of them. Like the non-playable characters, yeah. That's what Macho Man Randy Savage's ghost looks like. Why are his eyes desynced? Wait until you see some of the other characters, remember?
It's like, why is it on your shirt right where your boobs is? My looking at your boobs. Oh, I changed it right now.
I guess coming away from, like, you know, the Super Nintendo era where, like, it was considered cutting edge so they could render the Triforce as 3D polygons, or do Sigma's head monster enemy thing and Mega Man 2's wireframe thing. This probably would have been pretty neat. Graphically, I mean, I guess it holds up alright. It's definitely better than what you would have expected to see on the Super Nintendo, I think. For the most part. Higher resolution, I know that. There's an Inspector Gadget joke somewhere in there, but I don't have the will to make it. The little gunshot skittering noise when you run is just that much more hilarious getting out of bed. Though to be fair, that's pretty much... I can think of nothing that would better signify being jerked from a cold sleep to being immediately awake. Oh, the ship's very strong. It's called Clark. They were also kind of bad to put in just, like, pop culture references. That and Atlas. Now, to a point from what I've been able to gather, a lot of times they'd come across jokes in Japanese games, especially RPGs, that just wouldn't have translated worth a damn at all. Pop culture jokes, historical jokes for really small areas. It'd be like, making jokes about people in your hometown, shit like that. So, for the most part, there's some things you can work with, but there's not much they could do with that to make it worth anything. So, yeah. Some of the humor will honestly be just a little dated feeling. Sometimes it'll be trying too hard. But for the most part, it's pretty good. You know what I am saying, yes? My name is Jess. I am probably meant to be viewed as Russian. Look at my mustache. They still do that same holdover from Zelda where, like, it's understood that you can speak, but it never actually gives you dialogue. I kind of like the alternate interpretation that people can read your mind and just preemptively answer you. They've not found a piece of the ship more than 6 pixels wide. Yes, let us not talk about all the people that died except for you, my new friend. New friend. Oh, I find a passed out guy on a beach. I shall totally take him in. He will be my friend now. If you leave, I'll be horrifically depressed. You don't have to worry about that. I'm not sure if I've even got the memory card set up right in this thing. Loading. It's like they couldn't decide which buttons to use for which parts of the menu, so it kind of changes throughout there. Oh hey, I get a heads-up display. Oh yes, small tip to anybody trying to use a Wii Classic controller with the Mayflash adapter. You can change how the buttons are read in by pushing the home button and the R button at the same time. I think the initial setup has the D-pad set as a point of view hat, and then it has the L and the R button set as analog sliders, which does not play well with a bunch of different program setups. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't think this is clipping right here. Maybe I'm not seeing it right. Anyway, push home and R and it'll switch it to mode 2, and it maps the D-pad and L and R to just buttons in the system, which usually works a lot better getting it set up. I've been using this thing for like 6 months, and I just now found that. Of course, the obligatory meet and greet, because it's a game where there's a lot of characters. Alright, I think that's good enough for the moment. Next time we'll actually get out in the village, meet everybody, and maybe make some progress.